Good afternoon. So we are staying in vicinity of Trieste, just coming across border to Slovenian coast with some towns like Koper, Izola and Tirana, and some hilly inland. Just a quick historical overview with this simplified map of Italian and Slovene or Slavic majority in 1910. So coastal settlements have continuity from late antiquity, while Slavic settlement is reported from, let's say, 8th, 9th century in inland Istria. Since 13th century, it's mostly under Venetian and Habsburg rule. And as consequence, strong cultural and political influence of Venice is present, and towns and coast is mostly Italian speaking, while rural countryside mostly Slavic, and in our coast Slovene. So after fall of Venice state, region was entirely under Austrian rule and later Austro-Hungarian. This was time of new economic growth, but also rise of nationalistic movements, especially Italian irredentism, who wants to join to Italian state. This dream came true after First World War, when Italy gained not just these Italian territories, but also large parts of Slavic territories. Almost immediately, strong Italianization began with fascist ideology and also Slavic anti-fascist movement. In Second World War, Slovene resistance first started, and then after German occupation, also Italian resistance. Everything finished in 1945 with Yugoslav occupation of this territory, and then with parting of territory in two zones of free territory of Trieste. In 1954, with London Memorandum, Zone B became Yugoslavian, Zone A belonged to Italy. So this caused exodus from Zone B. Most of Italians and also some other people left for Italy, and immigration from rest of Yugoslavia began to this region. In 1975, Osimo treatments defined borders and legal status of minorities. 1991, end of Yugoslavia and independent Slovenia and Croatia. So about monuments, our institute was part of MAC process and program, which was dealing also with monuments. In typology and development, they follow the rest of Slovene territory with this simple form in first period, then with more architectural setting in middle period, with some more elaborate forms also, and then in late period also some figural art. Material is mostly stone with some addings, it's local stone. Well, we have also some specifics. First is this already mentioned anti-fascist movement. So many monuments and memorials start with this year 1921 most important event, a rebellion in Marizige, here in this clay relief, figural story of it, and this is huge monument built in a village which overlook Trieste on coast. So with this high spirit words of tribute. Just to show you how this is still strong question. This is new memorial is built in 2004 with practically same theme. Well, in hinterland, which is Slovene, this is nothing problematic, but in multi-ethnic areas and in towns with Italian majority, things are more complicated, with some memorials, monuments just in Italian, like this in Isola, with in Italian with names of Spanish fighters with anti-fascist rebels, with Nazi fighters, and with partisans. Well, after end of free territory and after this massive emigration, ethnic picture drastically changed. With Italian minority frequently under pressure, relations improve after Osimo, and here, monument in Bertocchi, again with, but this time in two languages, with these nice words of freedom, justice, and fratellanza, brotherhood of two nations. Our work will focus on anthropological study of today perceptions. We are interested in three specific groups. Countryside communities, so how this population feel about monuments they were built by themselves in memory of their relatives. Is this still alive? Then Italian minority, do they feel those monuments and memorials also as theirs? This is picture from Tirana in 1945, ex-building of fascist regime. Now it has displayed in alla memoria di tutti gli eroi. Or are these just memorials of communist regime, which caused them so much troubles and pains? So, and then young post-socialist generations, so how do they feel? Do they care at all? Or is this just a nice opportunity to be out of school when commemorations are taking place? So our activities will culminate in workshops, these debates about history and about communism are still much alive, and we wish to show them that monuments are not just something ideologically, but are now historic heritage. We will do this in next year. So here just case study of Strunjan. Strunjan is such a dispersed settlement with houses all over the hill, multi-ethnic, with today highest percent of Italians in population. They are still minority, but high percent minority. Here is a monument, again combined for partisan victims, partisans who died in Second World War, and in remembrance of fascist attack on children in 1921. So on that day, from train who was going from Porridge to Trieste, some fascists were shooting on children who were just playing by the rail. So unbelievable doing without reason, but so this is very strongly strong happening, and it was never legally concluded. So now this is this legend and memorial in simple form of a grave obelisk with names and with words in both languages. It was renovated and repositioned already 2 times, still in same, let's say, 150 meters. It has simple iconography with Garibaldica and Titoka, so 2 heads of Italian and Slovene partisans, and such allusion for on joint fight. And also this palm branch, a symbol of victory and of martyrdom, close to this, or in this settlement, this monastery in a very old pilgrimage site. Today, this is one of the most important stages for anti-fascist commemorations in the regions every year in this time. So yesterday was such manifestations. We were there. We were listening to some typical speeches. This is our mayor about these victims of fascism, first victims of fascism, and then strong words of we will fight, we are not so, we will not allow anyone to treat us bad. So these are cornerstone thoughts of Slovene identity, so to say. Italian feelings are, of course, not so warm about this, not about incident, but about manifestations, because these kids were Italians, or also Italians, and this easiness with which interpretation goes from anti-fascism to condemning, not in words but in thoughts of Italian side, is not pleasant. Especially because many these rimasti Italians who stayed after Second World were socialist and were anti-fascist fighters, and these who lived here now are descendants of these fighters. So they feel disappointed because of this simplifying of events, and not of sensitive explanation of and use of this for multicultural coexistence. So, and we we wish that our project Heroes will help to improve this situation a little. Thank you.